had a vision of what Bigfoot used to be, and I see breasts. I never knew that.
Yeah,
Bigfoot had tits.
This one does.
Basically. Yeah, so he's got, he's got all these little features of, real human. And what is he doing so far down? So far east? It's basically industrialized, garbage. What else is coming from, some other type of, like art things. But he wound up over here. So did we see Bigfoot at the creek? We saw Bigfoot at the creek. He did not take this form when we saw him the last time. That's why I'm saying, seeing up close the breasts on Bigfoot now.
Well, when we saw Bigfoot, he was actually alive. He's not alive anymore. It's all different. What's taller?
But how we wound up here, I'm kind of thinking like by the creek, it's the same type of atmosphere. A lot of unwanted materials.
Yes.
And
behind the Home Depot, that area of the creek, they have a lot of rocks, a lot of water, a lot of rocks, a lot of hideouts. I don't know who found it.
It took us like 3 hours to get here, so imagine Bigfoot on foot.
These bells are killing me.
Hello, my name is Dr. David Yorx of the Ecological Disaster Prevention Association.
I'm Dr. Pollio. I am from the same place as Dr. David Yorx.
Yes, I've been taking some notes on the creek and the creek's properties, and just some findings on the consistency and toxicity of Coney Island Creek. I found the level of toxic pollutants in this body of waters is an ecological disaster that should have happened already. By all means, we're far beyond in the prevention stages. This should be, dust and bones, and what our agency is here to do is try to prevent ecological disasters such as this. But this should have happened years and years ago, and why it has not?
It should have been cleaned out and cemented. It's toxic, very toxic. You don't want to drink from there. You don't want to swim in there. And how it's allowed to remain in such unsafe conditions it's unbelievable. And no one gets involved.
Some of the materials I found there are, kind of on par with some of the materials in this yard.
Oh, you have things like this you find in there. If you look right behind you there.
Things like this.
It's metal objects.
Yes, things like
Shopping
this.
carts, tires, refrigerators. But the funny thing about that is, every once in a while, when the water is clear, you could see some kind of fish.
About that, there is still life in this body of water,
Yeah.
and how is this continuing to, how is life continuing to exist in such polluted areas?
Toxic life? How does one become immune to such high levels of toxicity?
Toxic snow, toxic life, toxic twins.
So we have a case of mutant fish in the creek. Mutant fish.
I have some more observations, about what the creek has done and what the creek has meant in our civilization. Basically, back in the heyday of American pop culture, before hot dogs and handbags, there was this amassing of materials that were once categorized as useful. Okay? They end up in a place where they are of no use. But once they end up in a place that they are of no use, they become useful once again. So
Yeah, but
useless
not
objects.
in a good way.
Yeah, but useless objects become useful once again, as you know, as witnessed by the birth of all these materials.
Right outside of the creek itself, breathing in the air in that area can't be good.
Basically, what the creek has come to symbolize is all that's wrong with society and Warbass housing projects in particular. On a clear day or on a hazy day, you know, the shadows of souls have seen their reflections. They're just training. They're really not doing anything good. It seems like they're practicing for something bigger.
Oh, they're done. They're still going.
It doesn't really look like anything. Some tushy, huh? Some tushy up there. Not tushy.